I go to the FDA thinking to myself, man, one day I'll probably be able to create the miracle drug that helps with cancer. I'll be a part of that process. That's the intention.
Right.
And then you go there, you find out, okay, you're sitting in the drug meetings, you're listening to the approvals, and you're realizing that this isn't what I thought it was. And then you I found out, actually, while I was there, that 70% of the funding for the FDA comes from pharmaceutical companies.
Wow.
And you find out things like if somebody has a drug application, they can pay $350,000 and rush that drug application.
Damn.
So there's a lot of things you start to find out and you're starting to witness and you're seeing them pass laws to say, okay, it's okay to have genetically modified foods. And then you're seeing other countries say, no, they're banned. And you're seeing them say, okay, it's okay to have this type of stuff in the water, like, for instance, atrazine. But other countries have banned it. And you realize that our system is loose and the people who are supposed to be protecting us are not doing that.
They're compromised.
They're compromised.
Yeah, money.
Yeah.
Ozempic's everywhere right now, and I don't know the long-term effects of that. We'll see.
Yeah, what's crazy is, so I get a lot of questions about that because on one side of the equation, it helps a lot of people lose weight.
Yeah.
You've seen all the movie stars and personalities like Elon Musk who swear by it.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, there was a report that he used Ozempic or Wegovy, whichever one.
Holy, that's surprising to me. I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah, but what people never read the fine print. There is no drug that does not have side effects.
Right.
It just doesn't exist. And so that's why every time you're in the middle of a commercial or middle of programming, what you'll notice is that probably 50% of the commercials are pharmaceutical drug commercials. And what you'll see is this very brief period where people are smiling and excited and happy about getting the drug, and then the rest of the commercial is rifling off all of these side effects.
Yeah.
And people just don't I don't know if it's that people don't believe the side effects, because when you go and pick it up at the pharmacy, the pharmacist is supposed to tell you about them. But I just think people are so enamored with the idea there's a pill for every ill. And so I think it's the same thing with, these drugs like Ozempic. Most people would think that they can get something for nothing. It just doesn't work like that. And I think that people believe that I lost weight, this is going to make me healthier. And losing weight is probably one of the greatest things you can do for your health. But there are factors that come with losing weight. Most people, when they lose weight, it's because they change how they ate and they change how they move with exercise. So the true benefits comes from the change in the lifestyle. But you're getting weight loss without having to do any of those things.
Right.
When you eat healthy foods, you're getting a huge amount of nutrients. When you're doing exercising, you're getting an increase of blood flow. You're getting an increase of endorphins. The list goes on, all of the benefits from those things. The weight loss is just a good side effect of the good behavior. But with this drug, you're not getting that.
Right.
So what you're seeing is a lot of people are taking the drug, which was initially used for diabetic patients. That's the label used for it. And what they noticed was people was actually losing weight. And so when it first came out, a lot of diabetics couldn't even get the drug because so many other people were taking it for weight loss.
Wow.
But the thing is, when you take the drug, you lose weight, but you have to take it indefinitely. As soon as you stop taking it, you start to gain weight back.
Right.
And you can't take a drug like that indefinitely. You just can't do it. First of all, it's not economically feasible for you to do it. I think it costs about $1,000 a month.
Holy crap.
Yeah. In Canada, it's $155. And in Germany, it's $59 per month. So ask yourself why an American drug costs more in America, it costs less in other countries. That's a whole nother...
That's a whole podcast right there.
Nother topic. But people forget about the side effects. The side effects range from everything from gastroparesis, which is a paralysis of the stomach. So your stomach doesn't function well, which is a very important thing.
Yeah.
This is why so many people have digestive issues. It affects your gallbladder, can cause gallstones. It can also cause your gallbladder to be inflamed. And this is probably why one of the contributing reasons why gallbladder removal surgery is the #1 elective surgery.
Wow.
People will remove their gallbladders and don't even think about it, but they don't think about what the consequences of removing something that is actually necessary. So that's another side effect. A lot of people have a lot of diarrhea as well too. So there's a whole list of side effects that people quite often don't think about. Increase in certain cancers as well too, that people aren't thinking about, but they're thinking about the weight loss.
Yeah.
And they're getting the weight loss with no work put in. And it's my position that if you manipulate your biochemistry, you do nothing for your health. If you correct your biochemistry, that's when you actually achieve health. And unfortunately, most drugs are designed to manipulate your biochemistry. The example that I give people is it could be time for an oil change, right? And then that light comes on that says time for an oil change. And let's say it's time to get your, vehicle registration and you got to get that fixed first, but you don't have time. You can go under the hood and take the battery cable off. It'll reset the car. You can go get your tag now, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you don't still need an oil change. And for me, that's what drugs do. It can help you in terms of like manipulating your biochemistry, but it doesn't correct it.
Right.
And what's dangerous about that is most people who have a heart attack or a stroke are on their meds when they have a heart attack or stroke.
Wow.
It's not people who are not taking their medications.
Yeah.
So what that's telling us is that despite the fact that your numbers may be quote unquote normal, it means that the cause is still there. You're just addressing the symptoms. The hypertension, the high number, is just a symptom. The obesity is just a symptom. It's not the actual cause or the root issue that is happening.
Right.
So you got to address the root issue.
Yeah, people are just putting a Band-Aid on it, right?
They're putting a Band-Aid on it.
It's a deeper wound, and a big part of fixing that is diet, like you mentioned earlier with your story.
Lifestyle. Diet is just one component of lifestyle. And what I mean by that is you can correct your diet, but if you're sedentary, you don't move. We're designed to move. And up until maybe the 1950s, most jobs were manual labor, and many of them were outside. So we were moving constantly throughout the day. And not only that, most people were outside, so they were getting exposure to the sun as well today.
Right.
But when you look today, people wake up, get in their cars, travel to their work, go into a covered parking garage, walk across a covered platform into their job, sit there for 8 hours, and then repeat the process back home. And so when you look at most people's lifestyle, that's how it looks. And that's not what we're designed to do. I mean, when you look at human history, that just occurred in the last few seconds of human history. Processed foods, sedentary lifestyle, pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, chemicals in our foods, EMF coming from our cell phones, computers, radiation. That literally just happened in the last second of human existence. So you got to understand, we don't even know what the impact of all this is going to happen, not only to us right now, but to the following generations as well, too.
For real. They're saying that EMF from phones can potentially cause cancer down the road.
Yeah, it does. And they've noticed that. People what they'll notice is if somebody constantly uses their phone to their left and they start to get some sort of cancer, it'll be on that left side right there.
Wow.
So it tells you that, there's an impact there, but nothing has been changed. I mean, they didn't have any problems with rolling out 5G. But it's like that in every aspect of American culture. Like, they just send a guard home. Nobody's there to protect. Nobody's there to answer to why is it that we're subsidizing foods that are killing us. And then all the foods that are good for us, like green leafy vegetables, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, you don't see a subsidy for it. You don't see a commercial for it. You don't see the USDA having a commercial for, a salad, avocado. You never see those kind of commercials. But you see them for beef. You see them for dairy. Because those are the industries that are literally propping up the government and paying all the money for lobbying.
Right, because big food and big pharma, they're in bed together.
They're in bed. And just think about that. I tell people the most radical thing that you could do is become healthy, because it breaks down the entire system that is pitted against us. When you become healthy, just think about it like this: less doctor visits. Okay, that means that now 800-bed hospital probably goes to a 100-bed hospital. When you become healthy, that insurance that you're paying $400 a month for your family, now it's like, why would I pay that amount of money when everybody is healthy? So now you're paying maybe $50 for it. You know, when you become healthy, now the pharmaceutical industry goes down. You don't need their drugs.
Right.
You know, when you become healthy, all of a sudden the food industry that is making the food that is actually killing you, now that food industry becomes obsolete. So that's why I tell people all of these industries that are literally taking away seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months of our lives, all of these systems go void as soon as you start voting with your dollars and buying food and living a lifestyle that is actually conducive to you actually being healthy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Instead of fighting them with money, we should just not fight it at all and just go out on our own.
Yeah. Literally start purchasing food from a farmer who actually has philosophies and practices that are in line with you being healthy, with the food, the kind of food that they grow, and the way that they grow it.
Yeah.
You know, like instead of you saying, when I get a headache, I'm gonna go get Tylenol or Excedrin, you just simply drink more water because you're probably dehydrated. Like when we start to vote with our dollars like that, they can't help but make a different decision as a company.
Yeah.
Because now they're not getting the money.